Hey, it's Inder with Shine Anywhere and Everywhere. I'm absolutely delighted you have made time to be here with me in this episode of Self Improvement. Here on this channel, I bring you content full of inspiration, motivation, tips, tricks, and positivity that's primarily focused on self improvement and personal growth and development. Today, I'm going to talk about listening skills, importance of being a good listener, and how can we improve our active listening skills. Listening is an integral part of communication process. We can't imagine a communication or a conversation to take place successfully and seamlessly unless a message is received and processed thoroughly and positively by the listener. So active listening skills simply means being able to display a keen interest in what is being said, understand the message, comprehend the information provided, and then respond thoughtfully. We tend to pay a great deal of attention to our ability to speak as it is a highly desirable and sought after skill. Considering all the noise concerning the importance of speaking, listening is virtually ignored. It is an underrated communication skill. But the fact of the matter is that listening is as important as any other communication skill. It is arguably the most important element of interpersonal communication. Just think of it. Can you respond to someone meaningfully without first listening to them actively? Definitely not. So, one of the most obvious reasons to master active listening skills is to ensure that you have received the message as the speaker intended it. Listening enables you to comprehend and evaluate the information provided before you formulate your response. So, listening helps you to respond correctly in any given situation and makes you an effective communicator. Active listening is one of the most powerful and effective ways to connect with others. It is a selfless act of giving your time, focus, thought, and attention to the people around you and make them feel important, interesting, respected, and appreciated. And it does bounce back to you as they provide you the same feeling in return by listening to you actively and intently. Being an active listener has an n number of significant benefits in your personal, professional, and social lives. It helps you to be more creative and productive, a better partner and colleague, an excellent problem solver and conflict resolver, and you enjoy healthier interpersonal relationship in every areas of your life. Active listening is pivotal for effective communication, and many people assume that good listeners have an intrinsic talent and that it is something that can be learned. But while it may come easier to some people, the reality is that listening skills can be learned and developed with deliberate practice and efforts. So let's find out what to practice and where to put your effort in order to enhance your active listening skills. Have you ever been in a situation wherein you are speaking to someone and you notice that they were distracted by something and not really listening to you? Just take a moment and think, how did you feel in those moments? Angry, frustrated, or annoyed? And I'm sure you would have shut the conversation down immediately. It's really annoying and frustrating experience for everyone. So therefore, it's vitally important to be fully present in the moment when someone is speaking to you. If something else is going on in your mind, first attend to it, and when you are done with it, then let the other person know that you are ready to listen. It helps you to stay focused and engaged in the conversation and pay attention not only to the words but also to the tone of voice, body language, and facial expressions of the speaker. Non-verbal cues give you information that's as important as words themselves. Listening is not about keeping quiet until it is your turn to speak. To be an effective listener, you have to be genuinely interested in other person and be intently curious to know about their experiences, thoughts, opinions, and ideas. This simply means giving your thought, attention, and focus to the speaker. When you are interested and curious about what the other person has to say and provide the right kind of encouragement, the other person feels secure and comfortable and express themselves more clearly and freely without any fear, doubt, and hesitation. Creating a safe space for someone to speak and be really heard is one of the most powerful and selfless act you can do for someone. Body language is the key indicator of your interest or disinterest in the conversation. So be conscious of your body language, keep an open posture, and maintain a non-aggressive stance. Just relax your body and mind so that you can receive the information objectively. The most important aspect of body language is eye contact. So turn toward the speaker and maintain a steady eye contact. Slightly lean forward, occasionally nod, smile, or make any other positive gesture that show that you are engaged in the conversation. In formal conversation, it is often helpful to take notes as well. This demonstrates that you are listening and receiving the message. You can refer back to your notes at later time, either for follow-up question or for future conversations. The goal in every conversation is to find more and more about the other person, their thoughts, opinions, ideas, and experiences. So resist the temptation of shifting the focus back to yourself. Just take it as a learning opportunity and provide the right kind of encouragement to the speaker. Just remember this: when you talk, you are only repeating the information that you already know. However, when you listen, you gain new information, develop new points of view, insight, perspective, and at the same time, foster connection that build trust and respect. It's fine to share some of your opinions and experiences during the course of conversation, but beware of making it all about yourself. Interruption can sabotage any communication or conversation. It creates a virtual wall between the speaker and the listener and thus impedes the free flow of information. So being a listener, you have an obligation to keep quiet and listen intently. Just in case any question or doubt pop up in your mind, do not jump in instantly for clarification. Instead, wait for a natural break and then make a request to get your question or doubt clarified. Interrupting speaker in the middle of sentence can obstruct their train of thought and denies them opportunity to fully express themselves. Moreover, it comes off as a rude gesture and indicates disrespect to the speaker. We are living in a fast-paced world where it is easy to get distracted by a whole lot of things, even when we have the best of intentions while listening to others. So an essential part of listening is being able to zone out background noises, thoughts, and conversation so that you can focus on the speaker. Being surrounded by technology all the time, it is quite common for us to glance at our smartphone or personal computer when someone is speaking to us. If you do this, drop this habit immediately. Being distracted by these things takes your attention away and makes you a poor listener. So just try to put your phone out of sight and turn off all the technology around you and make best possible efforts to block out any potential distraction so that you can stay focused and engaged in the conversation. At any point of time during the course of conversation, do not try to read the mind of the speaker. Reading someone's mind is difficult and most of the time impossible. And still we tend to do it and then start the conversation based on our assumption. You must avoid it. When you feel an impulse to assume or mind read, let go of that impulsion right away and start being curious and ask open-ended question to the speaker. Asking open-ended question helps the speaker to open up and to start sharing and explaining what is going on or elaborate. Oftentimes our listener thinks about how they're going to respond rather than focusing what the speaker is saying. You must avoid doing this as you can't listen actively while formulating response in your mind. your brain can't perform more than one task simultaneously. So instead, stay focused in what is being said. Listening actively, you can provide a more thoughtful response that takes the speaker thoughts and opinions into account. Active listening is all about comprehending, acknowledging, and responding not only to what is said but also to what is remain unsaid. Close-mindedness breeds defensiveness. When you are walled in with your own opinions and beliefs, no matter what the other person says is not gonna get into your head. It's quite natural. We often seek information that confirms rather than denies our pre-existing beliefs. So it's essential you do not exhibit judgmental behavior when the speaker says something that conflicts with what you believe. Judging or mentally criticizing what the speaker is telling you can compromise your effectiveness as a listener. So instead, make a conscious effort in those moments to keep an open mind to new information, different way of looking at things, or different points of view. You can always evaluate the information provided later on. Maybe you would have a whole new perspective on that. So this brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, goodbye.